y'all, and welcome back to Believe Your Vision. And today we're talking about high-level time hack. Time is not the issue, your priorities are. Something matters, you'll find time for it. For example, if you had a birthday to go to, if there was a vacation that you definitely wanted to go, if there was a cruise that you wanted to go, right? You would definitely ensure that you made time to do those things. If there was a concert, you will make time that you had enough money to go to the concert, you'll get your hotel, all of these things, right, that you decided that you want to do for those things that matter to you. So it's not time, oh, I wish I had more than 24 hours, or I wish I had more time in a day to complete the things. No, we all have the same literally 24 hours a day. So you need to ensure that you make time with the time that you already have. It's not the time, it's your priorities. You have to set and understand the priorities that you have. Until you have not made like a time audit, you've not made like a time priorities sheet, right, that you literally can look at your schedule. Do you have a planner, right, where you can write down all the different times and the days and all of the things that you can do literally in your 24 hours? Now, yes, we got to ensure that we got time to sleep. Some of us have, full-time jobs, and we got kids, all of the things. But again, it's priorities, right? You still have to understand and make sure that everything is good to go, because again, even while you're still working at 9 to 5, even while you're still building your business, even while you are still trying to raise your children, at the end of the day, like I say, if you're going on a vacation, if somebody told you let's go on a cruise, if somebody told you, oh hey, let's go to Jamaica, at the end of the day, out of all of those things that you still have to do, you will still make time to ensure that you have money. You still make time to ensure that you got a pad. You still got to make time to ensure that you have all of the things to take on your trip. And then you still make time to go on your trip and enjoy your trip, right? So I say all of this to say, it's not the time. You have to start prioritizing the very thing that matters to you. A lot of us start to overthink, right? A lot of us are scrolling, right? A lot of us are literally switching from this task to that task to this task and that task. And again, I'm guilty of some of that stuff. Like, I'll be doing one thing and then I'll go to thing B, and then I'm like, I need to get back to thing A. And sometimes we avoid doing the very thing that we are really supposed to be doing. One is because we're fearful, of, okay, if this actually works out, how is this going to do it? Like, how is this going to work, right? Sometimes it's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but then something else pops in our head, and then we're getting off task. Let's do the very thing that is priority, right? That's number one on our list. Typically, the very thing that you really don't want to do needs to be at the very top, so you literally could just go ahead and get it out of the way. And it's not about being busy. It's about staying productive. Right? It's about staying productive. You want to ensure that you are organized and that you know exactly what it is that you should be doing to ensure that your business is productive, that your business is profitable, and that your business is literally going to help and impact somebody else. Busy does not equal profitable, right? You can have so many things on your list, and yes, you can check them off. Hey, I did this, I did the laundry, I did the dishes, I took the kids to daycare, I came back home, I did a couple of videos. All of those things you can check off your list. Busy. But out of those things, what's actually generating income? Out of those things, what's actually helping you produce your brand? Out of those things, what's actually helping you increase impact and increase income? So you have to look at all of those things. So again, it's not about all of the things that you can check off, but it's about, yes, what are some of the things that we are checking off that is productive, that is contributing to our future, right? That is contributing to our legacy, that is contributing to the very thing that we personally want to do if we are using our gifts, our purpose, and our talents to create income and impact. High level people manage focus. We have to ensure that we are focused. We have to ensure that we're disciplined, right? And all of that is surrounded in time management, right? And time management is one of the 9 skills that I teach in my business execution course. If you have not already gotten into our Believe Your Vision community business hub, you need to do that, right? Because in there I talk about the 9 God-given skills for leadership, entrepreneurs, and for you to literally take your business from impact and income and literally help serve others, okay? I literally talk about the different skills. You'll always hear me talk about leadership. You'll always hear me talk about communication. You'll always hear me talk about time management, right? But there are other skills that I believe that every single entrepreneur, leader, mentor, coach, whatever it is, whatever type of business, even if you're working a 9 to 5, right? Even if you're a teacher, it doesn't matter. There are specific skills that you need to be successful, because again, you can have a business, you can be a manager, you can be a boss, you could be a principal, you could be the CEO, but if you don't have specific certain skills to be effective, so your business is not, crumbling and crashing out. And again, things happen, right? But I'm just saying, sometimes nobody really takes the time to explain the different skills that can help you be effective and help you be successful. Because again, you can have a business, you can have somebody that's running business, and you can get income, right? But again, is your business thriving? Are you impactful? Are you changing lives? Are you helping people? Are you solving problems, right? Are you literally the next person? Can you help the next person not get into or make the same mistakes that you have made in your business? So time management, like I say, is very, very, very important. Your results come from what you literally do every single day, right? What you do daily, what you put on your list. You don't need more money, right? You need to move. You need to be consistent. You need to create the content. You need to engage in your audience. You need to make offers. You need to communicate. You need to sell, right? One thing really quickly that I want to talk about when it comes to time management is just a short, brief story. And I'll put the full vlog up later on. Recently, I had experienced a time management issue with one of my clients. And to make a long story short, she was in the process. She owns her own t-shirt business, and I'm mentoring her and I'm coaching her, through her business. She already has the ideas. She already has her name, but more so, again, teaching her, helping her with those different skills to become effective, so she's not burning out, so she's not overwhelmed, so she's not overthinking her business. And so she specializes in more so of like bulk ordering t-shirts. And so she was doing I think like over 20 25 t-shirts for a one of her customers for a little girl's birthday party. And again, what happened was, when she placed the order, she created the design. She placed the order to get the actual DTF printed, so she actually could press the shirts. So she orders her DTFs through a particular vendor. And so with that, when they sent her the DTFs, it was not the quality of the initial sample that they had given her. The sample was very crisp, it was clean, but when they ended up sending her the full sheet for the 20 shirts for her to make, that quality wasn't good. And she literally had to press the shirts the next day, because the next day was the party. Well, let me take that back. She was going to press the shirts that same day because she did a rush order on it. However, when she gotten it, that's when the quality wasn't good, and the party was the next day. And so I say all of this to say, I was talking to her and I was like, some improvements on her side and there's some improvements on the vendor side. The improvement on her side, let me back up. Before I tell you that, so in reference to the quality not being good, the company was willing to redo the quality over. They apologized, so on and so forth. However, mind you, this is on a Friday, the party's on a Saturday. So the new quality of them redoing the printing was not going to get to her in time for her to officially press the shirts for the client's birthday party for their daughter. So in doing so, she stays in Virginia. The printing company is all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. And there was literally less than 24 hours that she had to figure out how she was going to get those DTFs so she could press that shirt for her client. And in doing so, and let me just say a little backstory. My client that I'm talking about, she is one of my best friends, okay? But I'm not looking at it in a friend perspective, because again, I'm helping her establish her own individual business. So I'm using client because it doesn't matter what personal, friendship, she has with me. At the end of the day, I'm helping somebody else with their business. Now granted, the people that she was doing the shirts for, yes, it was people that she knew, but that's besides the point, because again, whether you're in business, whether you're doing shirts for family, whether you're doing shirts for friends, or where you're doing shirts for people in general, you still have to learn and understand time management. So to make a long story short, you guys actually would have to watch the full vlog video in reference to how she was able to get those shirts from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way to Virginia, in less than 24 hours. And let me just say, it did not come by mail. Okay, very interesting story, because we literally had to take a drive to get these shirts and then literally turn around and come back. With her, I told her, I was like, listen, like, you can't do stuff at the last minute, right? But then also at the end of the day, with the vendor, they sent you a sample that the quality was very good, and then I don't know what happened, but for some reason they end up sending the full game sheet with those details, and it wasn't in the quality that they initially stated that how it was going to be printed out. So that's some improvement on the vendor's end. When they send out vendor samples and the person approves it, and it's like, hey, this is the sample that I want, then they should continue to do that same quality once they send those things out. So again, there's improvement on both ends. But in all, I mean, everything was still good. Quality came out good the second time. Like I say, it's just that time management. They had wonderful customer service skills and all of the things. So we're, this is not a video to bash, the company, or to bash, my friend or my client. It's a learning opportunity to say, hey, when it comes to your business, it comes to different things, we cannot start doing things at the last minute. Now, I told her, I said, let's just say if you had placed that order a little bit sooner, earlier in the week, even if you still did a rush order, you can kind of compensate for things like this. So even if this same situation happened, but let's just say she placed the order, on a Monday or even a week prior, you want to allow yourself time in case things, in case things don't work out the way that we always hoped and planned. So it was a learning experience, but again, go and watch that video, because I did a full vlog of literally the whole thing. So it's more to the story. But this was just a learning experience for her. And I'm sharing that because hopefully it could be a learning experience for you. Now, of course, maybe if you can think back to a time where, maybe it wasn't that extentful, right, that you had to drive down and get this or that, but I'm sure you can think of a time where you did something at the last minute and things didn't turn out as planned, or maybe they did turn out as planned, but there was a lot of frustration and confusion, just a lot of ripping and running just to ensure that your customer had a wonderful experience. So it's very important when I talk about time management, because again, time management is something that you need when you are trying to become a full-time or part-time entrepreneur. But when you are trying to become an entrepreneur, a leader in business, right? So the last thing that I'll talk about is more so ensuring that we are maintaining one thing, right? Eliminate all of the distractions, and you want to ensure that you are creating income on that one particular thing. She's creating income on that one business, which is her doing the t-shirts, right? And so you want to ensure that your schedule reflects your income goals. Your schedule reflects what it is that you want to do for your future. You don't need more time in the day. You need more focus. You need more priorities, right? You need to list your priorities in order. And I typically say from the least favorite, right, to the more favorite in that order, because again, we typically put those things that we really don't want to do at the bottom of the list when they really need to be at the top of the list, to go ahead and get those things out the way. So that is time management. Again, if you have not already gotten your Believe Your Vision journal, make sure you get that. It is on Amazon. I put all the links and all of those things below and in the comments and the description. This is on Amazon, so get that. And then also join the Believe Your Vision community, because you will get access to the business execution framework, which is the God-given skills that I teach in reference to be successful in your business. I'll be developing other different business tools, toolkits, guides, all of those things. I do have a free business checklist, so make sure that you check that out. But again, all of that is inside of the Believe Your Vision community. It's a free community. It's basically a business development hub, but you'll have access to those certain different things. And so each month I'll start letting you guys know when certain things will be available. As of right now, that business checklist is available, and the business course that I am telling you about these 9 skills. And so gradually I'll be uploading a couple of other things. So once you are in there, you'll get the notifications of when those other business tools, resources, and materials are going to be inside of that for you. So of course, if y'all have any questions, as always, let me know. But until next time, see ya.